Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let me tell you, the NFL offseason is always packed with surprises, and this one has the potential to shake up the entire NFC South. Rumors are swirling that the Atlanta Falcons are in serious talks to acquire Matthew Stafford from the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, you heard right, Stafford in Falcons colors. And if this deal goes through, it could be a game changer for Atlanta, propelling them into a new era of competitive excellence and giving us a real shot at contending for a Super Bowl sooner than we thought. So, what's the scoop? Well, sources close to the Falcons indicate that they're working on a trade package that involves a first-round pick in the 2026 draft plus a second-rounder in 2027. The buzz is that the deal is pretty much on the table, and insiders say it's just a matter of time before it's finalized. The Rams, fresh off a disappointing 7-10 record in 2025 that saw them missing the playoffs entirely, are in rebuild mode. They're clearing cap space, about $42 million in 2026, especially with Cooper Kupp battling injuries, missing 3 games last season with a hamstring injury. Los Angeles is looking to shed some veteran contracts and stockpile draft capital to rebuild the roster. And Stafford, he's the guy they're potentially moving on from. At 38 years old, Stafford remains a highly capable quarterback with a strong arm, leadership qualities, and a resilient mindset. His experience and ability to elevate the passing game could be exactly what Atlanta needs to take that next step. Think about it. A quarterback who can extend plays, open up space for receivers, and make clutch throws in critical moments. His career stats are impressive. 218 games played with a completion rate of 63. 8% throwing for over 0 yards, 366 touchdowns, and 188 interceptions, all with a solid rating of 91. 4. Even in 2025, despite dealing with injuries, Stafford still managed to pass for more than 100 yards with 20 touchdowns and 10 picks in just 14 games. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Is Stafford really still that guy? Well, I'd say yes. He's a veteran who's been through the ups and downs of the league, and that kind of leadership is invaluable. His recent stats show that when healthy, he's still a top-tier quarterback, capable of making big-time throws and supporting a balanced attack. His yards per attempt sit around 7.2, and his average depth of target is 8.4 yards, meaning he's not just throwing checkdowns, he's pushing the ball downfield. His clutch rating is over 56%, and he's known for his ability to perform under pressure, even in red zone situations where he's completed nearly 99% of his passes last year. Plus, his tendency to support yards after catch from his receivers like Pitts can help elevate our entire passing game. In fact, comparing Stafford to other veteran quarterbacks, he surpasses many in big-time throws. He's been responsible for about 9% more than average, putting him in the upper echelon of NFL passers. His supporting stats, including play-action efficiency and third-down conversion rates, are right there with the best. And let's not forget, he's a leader. His presence alone can elevate the team's confidence and performance, especially when facing tough opponents. Now, why would the Rams do this? Well, after a down year, they're looking to reset, and moving Stafford makes sense financially and strategically. They're facing a $45 million cap hit with Stafford in 2026, and with Kupp's injury issues and the need to rebuild on defense, especially in the secondary, they're looking to get younger and more flexible. The Rams are also eyeing draft picks to build a new core, similar to how the Lions benefited when they traded Stafford in 2021, freeing up cap space and adding young talent for the future. For the Falcons, this isn't just about acquiring a veteran quarterback, it's about transforming the offense. Imagine pairing Stafford's veteran savvy with our young weapons like Pitts and Bijan Robinson. His experience can help unlock the red zone, improve third-down efficiency, and support the development of our offensive line. It's about creating a balanced attack, something that's been missing in Atlanta in recent seasons. With Stafford leading the charge, our offense could become one of the most feared in the league, especially if we leverage his ability to make quick decisions and avoid sacks. His sack rate last year was around 7.1%, and he's pretty good at avoiding pressure when he's healthy, with a pressure rate of about 128 pressures on the season. But let's talk about the bigger picture. Atlanta's defense has been giving up around 28 points per game, which isn't quite good enough. The addition of Stafford would be complemented by the Falcons' ongoing efforts to bolster the secondary and bolster the pass rush. Plus, with the NFC South looking more competitive than ever, Bucks, Saints, and Panthers all making moves, having a quarterback like Stafford could be the difference in close games, especially in the playoffs. This potential move could also shift the division's power balance. If Atlanta manages to land Stafford, they could immediately leapfrog some rivals, especially with his history of playoff performances and clutch throws. His ability to elevate the offense in critical moments, particularly in the red zone where he's shown a near 99% completion rate last season, could help Atlanta convert more opportunities into touchdowns. That's the kind of upgrade that could turn a good team into a playoff contender and push us towards Super Bowl contention. Looking ahead, the numbers paint a compelling picture. Imagine Stafford with our offensive weapons, an improved offensive line, a more dynamic running game with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Allgeier, and a defense that's starting to gel. His projected yards per game would likely increase, boosting our total passing yards significantly. His red zone success rate, combined with our playmakers, could translate into a much more efficient scoring machine. Plus, his experience in clutch moments can help Atlanta win those tight games that often decide playoff positioning. Now, of course, there are questions. Will Stafford stay healthy? Can he adapt to our system quickly? But when you look at the potential upside, especially considering the Falcons' current trajectory and the limited options in free agency or the draft, this move makes a lot of sense. It's a gamble, sure, but one with a very high reward if everything clicks. And the Falcons' front office seems to be making calculated moves to position Atlanta as a serious contender for the next few seasons. And let's not forget, a Stafford-led Falcons could send shockwaves through the NFC South. With his ability to elevate the offense, Atlanta could challenge the Bucks, Saints, and Panthers more aggressively. The division has been somewhat open in recent years, and with a quarterback of Stafford's caliber, we could see Atlanta making a real push for division titles and playoff runs. His presence alone could boost team morale and confidence, especially for young players who will learn from his leadership and experience. Now, on the odds front, this kind of move could push Atlanta's Super Bowl chances from +12-0 to somewhere around +4-500 if Stafford gets incorporated into the roster before the season kicks off. The red zone and playoff performance boost could be the final piece of the puzzle for Atlanta to finally make a deep postseason run. Imagine Stafford's experience in high-pressure situations, just like in 2021 when he led the Rams to a Super Bowl victory, bringing that same clutch factor to the Falcons. Historical context and Atlanta Falcons' legacy to truly appreciate the significance of this potential move, let's take a step back and look at the Falcons' historical context. The franchise, established in 1965, has experienced its share of ups and downs, but has always been a team with a passionate fan base and a desire to reach the pinnacle of NFL success. The Falcons' most prominent moment came in Super Bowl LI in 2017 when they shocked the world by blowing a 28-3 lead, only to lose to the Patriots in overtime. That game, while heartbreaking, also served as a catalyst for the franchise to rebuild and grow stronger. Since then, Atlanta has been on a steady rise, with the team making playoff appearances in 2018, 2020, and 2021, showcasing a core that includes talented players like Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and a solid defense led by Grady Jarrett and newly drafted stars. The addition of a veteran like Stafford could be the missing piece to push the team over the edge and turn the Falcons into consistent contenders. Their offensive systems under offensive coordinator Dave Ragan have shown promise, but the quarterback position has been a lingering question mark, until now. The Atlanta Falcons, offensive evolution *. Speaking of offense, the Falcons have been on an offensive evolution over the past few seasons. Since the drafting of tight end Kyle Pitts in 2021, they've been searching for a quarterback who can unlock his potential. Pitts, a generational talent at tight end, has already accumulated over 1-0 yards receiving in his first 2 seasons and is considered a matchup nightmare. Pairing him with a seasoned veteran like Stafford could see him finally reach his ceiling, especially with Stafford's ability to extend plays and deliver accurate throws under pressure. Additionally, the Falcons made a bold move in 2023 by selecting Bijan Robinson, a dynamic running back from Texas, with the 8th overall pick. Robinson, known for his incredible vision, agility, and ability to catch out of the backfield, is projected to revolutionize Atlanta's rushing attack. His presence will force defenses to respect both the pass and the run, opening up opportunities for Stafford to exploit one-on-one matchups. The offensive line improvements, led by players like Jake Matthews and Chris Lindstrom, have been a focus of the franchise. With a more stable line, Stafford's ability to operate efficiently is enhanced, reducing sacks and pressure, which is critical considering his injury history. The Falcons' offensive philosophy aims to balance the run and pass, and Stafford's experience can help fine-tune this approach, making the offense more unpredictable and explosive. Defense and special teams. Building the whole package asterisk while the offense gets a lot of the spotlight, defense remains a vital component of Atlanta's path to success. The Falcons have invested heavily in their defensive front, with players like Grady Jarrett, who's been a cornerstone since 2015, anchoring the line. They've also drafted promising young talent like Arnold Ebakti and Troy Anderson, looking to develop a formidable pass rush. The secondary, long considered an area needing improvement, has seen gains with the addition of Jeff Okuda and the development of A.J. Terrell. Their pass defense allowed about 245 yards per game last season, which needs tightening if Atlanta hopes to contend. The addition of Stafford could keep the offense on the field longer, giving the defense more rest and opportunities to pressure opposing quarterbacks. Special teams, often overlooked, also play a role. Atlanta's kicker Younghoe Koo has been reliable, and their return game with Avery Williams has been solid. However, winning close games depends heavily on consistent offensive output and defensive stops, something Stafford's presence could help facilitate. Asterisk expectations for the future. Asterisk looking forward. The Falcons' trajectory with Stafford could see them evolving into a top-tier NFC team. The NFC South, historically a competitive division, is currently in flux, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers experiencing a transition after Tom Brady's departure, the New Orleans Saints rebuilding around a new quarterback, and the Carolina Panthers still searching for their identity after their young quarterback experiment. With Stafford, Atlanta could be the team to beat in the division, especially if they capitalize on their recent draft and free agent investments. The possibility of a 4-0-yard passer, 30-plus touchdown season, and a playoff run with a young, talented roster is well within reach. Moreover, Stafford's leadership could help mentor young players, fostering a culture of resilience and excellence. Deep dive into player profiles. Asterisk. Let's take a closer look at some key players who could benefit from Stafford's addition. Kyle Pitts. Already one of the most athletic tight ends in the NFL, Pitts' size, speed, and agility make him a matchup nightmare. His career stats include 35 yards and 8 touchdowns in just 2 seasons. With Stafford's ability to extend plays and deliver accurate deep throws, Pitts could become a 200-yard receiver with double-digit touchdowns. Bijan Robinson. As a rookie, Robinson is expected to be a centerpiece of the offense. His college stats were staggering, over 400 rushing yards and 33 touchdowns in 2 seasons at Texas. His versatility as a runner and receiver makes him a perfect fit for Stafford's quick-release passing style and play-action schemes. Drake London. The wide receiver drafted in 2022, London has already shown flashes of brilliance with over 800 yards in his rookie year. With Stafford's experience and ability to throw accurately in tight windows, London's production could skyrocket, especially in contested catch situations. Defense. Grady Jarrett remains a dominant force inside, with 7.5 sacks last season and a reputation as one of the league's best interior linemen. A healthy pass rush combined with Stafford's ability to keep plays alive could create more sack opportunities and turnovers. Historical performance and comparisons. Looking at Stafford's historical performances, his peak seasons include 2011 and 2017, where he threw for over 200 yards and 20-plus touchdowns. His 2011 season in particular showcased his ability to lead a high-powered offense, throwing for 38 yards and 41 touchdowns. He's known for his strong arm, improvisational skills, and calmness under pressure. When compared to other veteran quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr, Stafford consistently ranks in the upper tier in terms of yards per attempt, red zone efficiency, and fourth-quarter comebacks. His 2021 Super Bowl run with the Rams, where he threw for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl LVI victory, highlights his capacity to perform on the biggest stage. The impact on the NFC South. The NFC South has historically been one of the most unpredictable divisions, with recent dominance by the Bucs and their recent Super Bowl LV win, and the Saints' fluctuating performance. The Panthers are rebuilding with a focus on young quarterbacks, and the Falcons have been steadily improving their roster. A Stafford-led Falcons could immediately challenge the Bucs' defense, which has been strong but aging, and the Saints' revamped roster. The division's balance could shift dramatically, especially if Atlanta leverages Stafford's experience and leadership to win more close games. Odds, Super Bowl contenders, and divisional prospects in betting terms. The Falcons' Super Bowl odds could improve significantly, from roughly plus 12.0 to around plus 4.500, if Stafford is added before the season. This move would also boost their NFC South title chances from around plus 300 to plus 150, making them a serious playoff contender. The team's offensive ranking could jump into the top 10, especially in passing yards per game, total points scored, and red zone efficiency. Defensively, if the Falcons continue to improve their pass rush and secondary, they could be a dark horse for a deep playoff run, possibly making it to the NFC Championship. Final thoughts and the big picture asterisk. In essence, acquiring Matthew Stafford would be a franchise-defining move for the Falcons. It signals a clear intent to compete now, not just rebuild, and sets the stage for a potential Super Bowl push sooner rather than later. His leadership, experience, and ability to perform under pressure could be the catalyst Atlanta needs to finally break through the NFC and make a serious championship run. This move also sends a message to other NFC South teams that Atlanta is serious about reclaiming its place at the top of the division. With Stafford at the helm, the Falcons could become one of the most exciting and dangerous teams in the league, blending veteran poise with youthful talent and a revamped defense. Conclusion. So, Falcons fans, get ready. The potential arrival of Matthew Stafford could be the spark that ignites our Super Bowl dreams. It's a move that combines strategic foresight, veteran leadership, and a desire to win now. The future looks bright, and if this trade happens, it might just be the start of a new chapter in Atlanta Falcons history, one filled with hope, excitement, and hopefully a championship. And I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this blockbuster move? Do you believe Stafford can lead Atlanta to their first Super Bowl since 2016? Drop your comments below, share this video, and stay tuned for more in-depth analysis and updates on the Atlanta Falcons. Let's ride this wave together and get ready for what could be an unforgettable season.